on the web today, there's so much information and so many products that people are often looking for things out there to help them rank them and rate them and determine how they should proceed. So, should I buy this widget? Should I watch that movie? In this series, we're going to create a product review site that will allow us to not only have opinions in the form of a review, but we'll also have rating on there so that those reviews can be ranked and the products that they represent can be ranked for people to determine, should they buy this kitchen widget? So in this lesson, we're going to be taking a look at our Super Duper Chefs case study and look at what are the requirements that we need to build for this website. And then we'll talk about our implementation plan and how we plan to tackle those requirements and get the job done. So let's build a product review site and look how ratings work in Drupal. So Bob and Sarah are co-workers and food lovers, and they've built up sort of collection of kitchen gadgets and pots and pans and things like that and all of their cooking. And they often turn to their friends for advice when purchasing new gear because that can get kind of expensive. And so they've decided to actually set up a website called Super Duper Chefs, which is where they and their friends can write recommendations about the cooking equipment they use, sharing tips, and that kind of thing, and just sort of sharing their experience and knowledge. So after talking things over with their friends, they think they have a pretty good handle on what the basics of the site should offer for them. So the most important feature is that the kitchen products reviewed by the site's official contributors should have their own ratings and summaries with their best and worst features. Each review should also provide up-to-date pricing information for the product. In addition to the official reviews, visitors to the site should also be able to offer their opinions on the products, compare those ratings and stuff like that, and leave their own rating. And then the last big piece that they need to have on this site is that everyone who uses the site, whether an official reviewer or just someone visiting, everybody should be able to search for reviews that match certain criteria. For example, it should be easy to find reviews of products by a particular manufacturer or ones that, say, mention waffles or something like that, right? So we need to be able to search for the stuff that's being created in a way that's actually meaningful to people. So you can see here is our finished Super Duper Chefs site. This is what we're going to be building in this series. Now, the first step is to figure out how to translate those features that they want into our shopping list of Drupal functionality, as it were. Now, Drupal core provides a lot of the things that they're going to need. So we can create a product review content type with the custom fields that we want to have. But then we're going to need to step outside of core and look at using the views module to create our listings and our search. And we're also going to need to step out and figure out how to create a rating system that we can use on this site. So 3 requirements for this website are going to require functionality that we have not encountered yet in terms of Drupal core or views. We need to import product information from another website. We need to allow users to rate and review content. And we need to build a custom search page, not just a listing. So first things first, product information. You can see on our site here, I have some reviews and I have product information. I actually have a link and I have an image of the product. And if I click through to the full node, you'll see I have even more. It tells me manufacturer and importantly, it tells me the current price. So this is really important information that we need right here. Where we are getting this information is from Amazon.com. So all of this information here is definitely crucial to our requirements. And so the easiest way to do this, instead of looking all this information up and typing it in by hand, is to let someone else do the work. And so if we look at Amazon.com, Amazon.com has a lot of products, pretty much anything that we're probably going to be found on Amazon.com. And they provide access to their full database of product information using the Amazon Product Advertising API. So we can use Amazon.com's API for the data that we need, and we don't actually have to enter any of this stuff in. The way that we're going to do that is by using the Amazon module. That's going to hook up Amazon's API to our Drupal site so that they can communicate and we can get the information that we need. So in addition to our product information, we also mentioned the ratings. So we have an editor rating here with some stars. And then we also have reader ratings down here. So if I was to leave a comment and I'm just viewing the site, I can also leave my rating, which will be different than that editor rating. So the Drupal community has dozens and dozens of ways of sort of rating and ranking things. They've come up with quite a lot of them over time. And it sounds fairly straightforward, but there are lots of different ways to rate and rank things and create forms for that. So you can on Drupal.org look at the module list under download and extend. There is an evaluation and rating module category. So you can filter a list to see all of those. So by going to Drupal's download and extend modules area, and then changing that module category, you get a list of all kinds of modules. The one that we're going to use on this site is called 5-star. And the reason we're using this one is, aside from having cool little widget with little stars or hearts that you can click on to pick, and you can set the number of, the range of your rating and such like that. The important thing that 5-star module is going to offer us is the ability to average a rating. So instead of just having a rating that gets stuck onto something and sort of set in stone, we can actually get multiple ratings on something and then average those things out and display that. So by using this, we're going to be able to let users vote on content and show us the average. In addition, 5-star also has a field which gives us like a separate way to add an official rating different from what we're going to provide to our users. So you have two different ways of implementing 5-star depending on how you need to use it. For our instance, we need to use both of those. Most of the rating and evaluation modules that are out there is based on something called the voting API, which is another Drupal module. And that ends up just being a dependency because it's sort of a unified engine that handles the storage and presentation of voting and rating information. And then 5-star would, put on its particular things that it's doing. So we'll need both voting API and 5-star module in order to get our rating system into place. Now, the last big feature that we need to add here is this product finder. We've added a link for a product finder, and this takes us to a view of our products. So you can see that we have a view, and it's sort of a classic view. It lists things, it's pulling in information from our review nodes. We can sort things in the list. But the big difference on this view is that we actually have these search boxes on top of the view here as well. This is different than Drupal's core search because Drupal core search is going to look for keywords on all of our nodes. And that's not exactly what we're going for. We want to have a very specific, very tailored search form that is specifically just for the product finder, not for the entire site. Luckily, Views has this feature built in. So we can use fields that are in our view as search fields as well. So we're going to be looking at how to sort of take views another step further by exposing filters on our views. So these are the main pieces that we're building. We have our product finder. Then once I find a product that I'm looking for, I'm going to see a review with an editor rating, a bunch of information about the product that's being pulled directly from Amazon.com, so it's up to date. And then I can leave my own comment and my own rating on this particular product if I want to.